Hey people, I just thought I'd show you a little bit of something I've been working on. A little while ago I got this very cool tool from MasterKey25, a good chap, and what I wanted to do was give myself some more choices. You have these attachments here which fit into here, tightened on the other side by a grub screw, and this is basically a tool to apply tension, and this slot in the middle enables you to put a picking wire through there and push levers into place. So I want to be able to work with some other locks that these pieces will not be quite so useful for, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so our mission begins with this brass rod that is 10 millimeters in diameter. And from that we cut off a section that is roughly about 7 centimeters long. And having done that much, we now begin to hack away at it madly with a rough file, just cutting in a couple of millimeters or so. Should be plenty. Then we move down a little bit further and basically do the same thing again, reducing it again by a couple of millimeters at max. The basic plan being to make the thing that we're working on look kind of like the other thing. And at some point we're switching to a finer file to make the work a little bit more smooth and just continue to make it as clean as possible as we bring it down to the required size. And by that I mean bringing it down to an appropriate size so that it can fit neatly and snugly into the keyway. And so now that we've done that much, we need to make room for the picking wire, so we take the tool, whack it in the vise, and start filing down a little bit on top. After which we move a little bit further along, cut down another millimeter to 2 millimeters until we get something that pretty much looks like this. What we then do is flip it over and work on the opposite side and just file down a little bit of a flat section for the grub screw to dig into. We want it flat because something round is not going to work quite so well. And finally we cut a bit of a line through the middle, a bit of a slot through the middle for the picking wire to go through. So that much is done. Let's reach back into the stockpile of brass and grab ourselves a brass bar and cut off a little bit of that to give us the little piece that is going to manipulate the locking bolt. Now, the first thing we want to do with this piece is to make sure that it fits in the keyway, which is kind of a nice idea, otherwise the tool is a complete fail. And next we just want to make sure that it's appropriately sized to engage cleanly with the locking bolt, as you can see here. Okay, so now that this part is pretty much the right size, we need to think about how we're going to attach it to the other part. And so to make life a little easier, to make this part attach more cleanly, I've just filed a little bit of a curve in the bottom, as I think you can see here, so that it fits more cleanly and we can get more contact when we try to stick one bit to the other bit. And so finally, after a sort of a lot of hand filing, we're at the point where we can mount this in the vise and work out a little bit of a rig just to hold everything in place, as you can see here, and do a little bit of hard soldering to join one bit to the other bit. After which we finally end up with something that looks like something. Okay, let's just quickly demonstrate the purpose of this little bit here. As you can see, once it's in the lock, it catches onto the bolt here and allows you to move it. Apply pressure on it, and once the levers are in place, move it to where you need it to be moved. So there you go. And so all of that took a little bit of work, but after it all, I have some more choices now with respect to this tool. So whereas before I just had these to work with, which are very, very cool, I also wanted to have the option to work with different types of lever locks. So I've made myself a couple of other attachments, so now I have an extra couple of choices. Anyway, just thought I would show you that little bit of nonsense. Peace and respect. Be good. I'm gone.